Welcome to the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast for all decision makers and action takers. Take it away, Esther.
And welcome back to another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking about marketing funnels. What are they? Why do we need them? Are they really useful? So many questions. So, what's a marketing funnel? I'm going to start because I always throw these things at Melanie and then she gets annoyed at me in a fun way. But a marketing funnel is a strategic plan. So there's that word strategy that we love to throw out that helps you map out the customer journey. Okay, so when your potential customers come to you, how do they come to you? At what point do they buy? After how many, what they like to call touch points? All of these things go into your marketing funnel. You can't just throw out one ad and hope that it sticks. You have to be constantly doing lots of other things. That's the general idea, right? So that's the end of the podcast, isn't it?
It's pretty much, yeah. So what is the point of having a marketing funnel? Well, quite simply, if you don't, then you're not understanding how your potential customer goes from being a potential customer to actually purchasing something from you. It helps educate you, I suppose.
Yes.
So it helps you focus on who the best and most ideal audience is first. It helps you nurture your potential customers so that they learn to trust you and believe what you're trying to sell them, whether it's product or a service.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a quite a slow process as well. I mean, if you look at any marketing funnel, so do a search online for marketing funnels for any of the larger brands, and you'll see that this is not an overnight thing. This is actually quite a laborious process.
Yeah.
And even well-known brands, they still need to hit the person at the right time with the right pricing, the right, there's so many pointers, as you say, touch points.
There is.
But it's taking a lead. So somebody who's interested, but that's as far as it's gone, to somebody who eventually purchases from you and heck even becomes an ambassador and does repeat sales and even referrals.
Yeah. It's like we said a couple of episodes ago. I mean, not everyone is your customer, and that's okay. All right. Because when you think about a funnel and you look at a funnel, it's got a really, really wide top and a really, really narrow base. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's because hundreds of people, thousands of people, maybe even millions of people, if you're lucky enough to go viral, see your stuff. They see what it is that you sell or that you offer, the services or the products that you have on offer. And as Melanie said, it might not be the right time for them. It might not be the right price for them. It might not be the right product, or the right messaging or the right text with it. I mean, I've been in business for over 10 years now. And about 6 months ago, someone turned around and said, "Oh, you build websites?" So not everybody hears what you offer at the time that you're saying it, right? And not everybody goes and looks you up. I mean, people have known me, even our listeners have known me now for almost 6 years. That's a long time. But you don't know everything that we do. And if we add in a new product or service, then that's starting from scratch. It's starting with the awareness and, getting people to see what it is that you do and why they need it. It's learning what their pain points are. Because, and I've given this example in a previous episode, there's a guy that I know, he's a hypnotist. And you sort of think hypnotists, they help people stop smoking or lose weight. And at one time he gave an example of helping your teenager with exam stress. I have a teenager. I'm very, very unsure if he has exam stress because he's so laid back. But it might be useful for me. Might be useful for me, for my stress over his exams, But it's not until you give real live examples of what could be beneficial to the person listening to you that they will actually sit up and go, "Oh, maybe I do need that."
Okay, so we all understand we need to have a marketing funnel. So simply put, we need to understand and identify who our best and most ideal customers are first, because that dictates where you should start the awareness.
Yes.
If your audience is largely corporate, then should you be on Snapchat or LinkedIn?
I'm going to guess LinkedIn.
Yeah, there you go. So if
Although
I
I
mean,
love hanging out in TikTok, you know.
well, yeah, but you could potentially put your messaging everywhere. Absolutely, I don't disagree with that. But that's exhausting.
Very, very exhausting.
All that repurposing and putting up at the right time and putting it up with all the captions and all the no,
And we know
it's
there's
just
tools for that.
easier.
And we know there
Well,
are
yeah,
tools for that and they exist. And we've talked about Agora
but then you've
Pulse and
got
we've
to pay
talked
for it
about,
as well.
yeah, yeah. So either pay for your sanity or pay for these tools. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, if you don't know who your audience are and where they hang out, then you're not going to get people to become aware of who you are and what you sell.
So yeah, start with that. We've got plenty of plenty of episodes talking about that. um, then we've got, actually looking at the stages of the funnel. So we haven't actually discussed the stages of the funnel yet,
No.
but they could be referred to in lots of different ways. And I suppose what a lot of us recognize is the top part of the funnel, which is the awareness. And the whole objective of that is to get noticed by your
Yes.
audience.
Yeah.
And there's lots and lots, and there should be lots and lots and lots of ways we can do that. Now, typically, Esther and I will talk about the online stuff,
Yes.
social media posts, SEO, paid ads. But you know what? Don't forget the traditional element,
Yeah. The word
because
of
that's
mouth.
still enormously powerful.
Yeah. You're going offline to networking events, to conferences, word of mouth.
Business cards,
Yeah. Yeah. Even if
roll up
those business
banners.
cards have QR codes on them, I mean, it'll take them
Yep,
online, but they need somewhere. And some people like to put a face to the name and a name to the
agreed.
business because it gives you that personal touch. It gives you that point of it's not just a huge corporation. It is a family.
Hmm.
It is a one woman or one man band. It is a young person starting out with their business. So putting a face and a name to the brand, and a lot of people do this now through their own brand um, building as
Hmm.
personal branding, but not everybody feels comfortable with that. So start small. Start small. I know people who print their business cards with their photos on it. That'll
Yeah,
keep you,
I've seen that myself actually.
yeah, that'll keep
Hmm.
people going, oh yeah, I remember her now, or him. So yes, there are plenty of ways, and like Melanie says, do lots of them. So write your blog posts, have your social media posts, go to those on in-person conferences and networking events, hand out your business cards to people that want them. Um, have, I don't know, even branded pens, pencils. What can you have with your brand on it that is significant to your own brand and not just the same as everybody else?
Just pick the one morning I don't have my branded mug with me.
And I
Um,
mean, we have it for the podcast as well.
we do. You can order it from our Etsy.
Yes, go look up our Etsy store. You can find the links on the website. But doing podcasts, like Melanie and I doing our podcast, asking to become a guest on a podcast, all of those things are building awareness because people will come across them. And you do hope that, when people do a random Google search, other platforms do exist, when people do a random search online, that they will find you because of your SEO and your blog posts and the information that you're putting out there.
Well, that's the hope anyway.
But you can also help them along the way with paid ads.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are more targeted towards your key audience because, any information that you put out isn't necessarily targeted to the audience that you have in mind.
So we've done all this enormous, powerful awareness, very top of funnel stuff. So now let's talk about the middle of the funnel. And this is more the sort of consideration phase. This is where people are now going, okay, well, I found this company, I found this company. So let's look at them and try and be as objective as we can. I'm sure this is exactly what our customers are doing every time. Um, and they're comparing us to our competition. So
Yes.
this is where we have to try and build trust and educate our audience with data
Yes.
and social proof. This is a good time to do it.
Yes.
And by this stage, they may be following us, or if they are not, like literally following us on social media, the algorithm has seen that they've spent some time looking at our posts, so they keep bringing them back.
Yes.
But ideally, we'd
Ideally.
like them to sort of go on our email list, download something. So I think both of us have got downloads on our website. So we've
Yes.
definitely got downloads on the website.
Yes.
Lead magnets, that's another big one as well.
Well, that's
Um,
similar to a
so
download. Yeah.
yeah, but it's not an actual. See, you can have a download area
Yes.
without getting somebody's email address.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what's the point in that?
Um,
As a marketer, what's the point in that, you
as a
know?
marketer. But you know what? You can still get people, because if you've got a code on your website, like a Google tag or a pixel code, you can still get them back through advertising,
As
even
long
if you
as
don't have
they
their
have
email address.
clicked to see the cookies.
Yes. As long as
Because
they've done that, yeah.
Google is making it more and more and more difficult for marketers to
Bless their
retarget
little cotton socks.
and reach people. And yes, we love them for it. You know, but it's, to be fair, it's not their fault. It is the governments and the laws that are dictating to the large corporations, as they should do, what it is they can and cannot do. So yes, a lead magnet can be a downloadable thing. It could also be a quiz. It could be something
Oh
fun,
yeah.
interactive. It could be, you know, do you remember doing those quizzes in the magazine? No, we're really dating ourselves. Those magazines. Which Friends character are you more like? Uh,
Do you know, I think I can remember that. Just 17 as well.
yeah, all of those. Okay, so you can have something like that on your website. Going to my go-to example, candles. What's the right smell for your candle or for your home? Do you prefer sweet, savory, I don't know, a mixture, woody, fruity, all of these things? And then you can go, right, so based on your answers, we recommend this one. And it helps people. If you've got 20,000 products on your website, people get buyer's decision fatigue. And then you end up,
Can you imagine 20,000 candles? What a fire risk that would be.
be amazing. Anyway, as long as they didn't have, counteracting smells and stuff. But you
As long
want
as they're not
ones
all lit, that would be good.
also. But as long as you've got them that, you know, you've got an extra way of getting to know your audience by doing things like that. And they've got a way of knowing that you know what you're talking about and building that trust factor in. If after the answers they give, you come up with the right choice for them. Maybe it's one that never thought of before. Maybe, if you're, in our case, building a website, what sort of website do you need? And they're like, okay, so are you service based? Are you product based? And we can take them down through this thing so they know that we know what we're talking about. And then that builds the extra trust, because the number of people out there that have come to me after going through horrendous situations and going, oh, if only I'd known about you before. So if people come to you saying that, they're not even getting into the top of your funnel to know who you are.
No.
So you're missing something along the line. So,
So let's say we've done the top
yeah,
and the
then the top,
middle. Now we've
the
got the
middle.
bottom of the funnel.
Yeah,
Okay. And
which is
so
where the
this is
least
what's,
number of people hang out.
unfortunately, so this is where the conversion is. And this is where they've heard of us, they know what we do and why we do it, and they like us. So now we've made them into actual customers. They've created a review for us, hopefully positive. um, they've become part of our case studies. They've they're able to recommend us. So there's actually a sort of a secondary part of the bottom of the funnel, which is the loyalty or the retention part or advocacy. It could be called all sorts of different
Hmm.
things. But most people just see the bottom of the funnel as the conversion. And that's where we know we've got this relationship. These people have hit all the touch points throughout, and they're still interested.
Hmm.
And that's what makes marketing so exhausting, because
Yes.
there's so much to do, and there's so, especially now, with search engine optimization and everybody having phones and so much choice. There's it can be quite taxing. And many years ago it would take anything from 7 to 10 touch points, and allegedly it's over 30 touch points now
Yeah.
before people purchase from you, which is hard work.
Yes.
That's, and the amount of patience and money you need to make these touch points as well is extreme.
Yeah. But you can help with that situation by offering a free sample, so that could
Yeah.
be a 15-minute consultation if you offer services. It could be a free demo sachet of something. It could be, I, there's so many. I mean, the
We
list
see
is
it all the time
massive.
in you see it all the time in supermarkets where they're giving you little pots of food
Yeah.
to try out, or drinks.
Yeah.
So you get these little free samples, and um, I don't see it as often as I used to, but many years ago it was like, do a 30-minute or an hour long free webinar with
Yes.
somebody,
Yeah.
and kind of like a try before you buy.
Yeah.
A lot of places do, like, this year I'm viewing schools, universities for my eldest, and so we're going along and seeing all these open days, and you're seeing services and tools and obviously the courses themselves, and you're just getting a little snapshot to sort
Yes.
of tease you with.
Yeah.
And so that's their irresistible offer, be a part of us, to
Hmm.
be involved. And a sense of belonging is also quite important to people, and it doesn't matter about age either, it could be any age. Um, so I think capturing a lead is hard, but
Hmm.
if you've done your customer avatar, it gets considerably easier, because then you see the person as a whole person rather than just somebody who's going to be your customer.
Yes. And like you said, even with things like universities, not everybody goes at age 18.
No,
Some people go 19,
mature
20,
students.
24.
Yeah.
Exactly. So just because you miss out on a few of those customers and they don't make it to the bottom of your funnel doesn't mean that they're lost forever, because those initial impressions of attending the, open day, in that, in this case, that can stick with people, you know,
Mm.
good and bad. They can sort of go, well, I really wanted to do that course, but I didn't get the grades. So I'm going to go back and resit. And then by the time I go back, do I really, is this where I want to be? Do I
Yeah.
want to be in a big city? Do I want to be in a smaller campus? All of these things people take into consideration. So even a university that has, you know, their objective or their ideal audience is 18 years of age, also have subcategories of, yes, 18 years of age, but also the older ones, the postgrads, or the, the mature students. Then you've also got, but they must have this grade and they
Yeah.
must have XYZ, so don't think that just because you don't tick every box for every person that comes through your virtual doors doesn't mean that they're not remembering you later. I mean, there's things that I've seen online and I've remembered, oh yeah, so and so sold that as well. I must go back to them. Because
Mm.
especially in the days that we're living in, it is very important to shop local if and when you can.
Yeah.
So
Especially these days.
yeah,
And it's not just a Europe thing either. It's
no,
every
it's
country that's listening to us right now.
yeah,
It's we've got to all look after our local community, because
yeah,
frankly they're all just breaking up.
yeah. But once you get people that trust you enough to give them to give you their email address, hold on to them, nurture them, give them stuff
Yeah.
of value, and don't just push for sales. Offer
No.
them um, top tips. Offer them. Some people go, "Oh, I never know what to write in my emails." Well, write about your experiences, why you started the business, behind the scenes. People are always interested in learning more about you and the business. I mean,
Agreed.
even there was a movie made about the beginnings of McDonald's. Very interesting, you know, and it makes you think differently about the business, good
Hmm.
or bad. But it does. It gives you that
Again,
insight.
it's that term again, isn't it? You don't have to be personal. You just need to be personable.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So let's think about um, let's think about optimizing for conversions now.
Yeah.
Okay, because the whole point of the marketing funnel is to actually get conversions at the end. That's, you know,
Ideal. That would be the ideal
that's the ideal.
situation.
That's
Yes. Yeah.
the black and white of it. um, so what we need to do is we need to monitor and track and analyze, whatever you want to call it, your key performance indicators, and that could be any number of things.
Mhm.
Um, but for me, it's like, especially for like email lists, or going through your website. So both of them have analytical tools. So your MailerLite or Mailchimp or whoever you're using will have a a way of analyzing where people are coming off
Yes.
the off the platform. Um, is it a certain type of email that's doing well, uh, or is it sales? Is it
Mhm.
is it getting people actually through to the checkout? Or when it comes to the website, and this I love doing this, and it's taken me a while to get used to it, to GA4, but now I can see where people are actually dropping off the website, where they're arriving, of course,
Yes.
and I can see the pages they're going through, and I can see why they're dropping off, or I can at least guess where they're dropping off. Is it because they've reached the shop itself? Is it because they've hit the contact page, which makes a lot of sense as well? Um, so these tools are all available and part and parcel
Yeah.
of what you're paying for. And Google Analytics is free. You
Yes.
just need to make sure it's up on the website.
Yeah, and you need to make sure it's all connected properly. And like Melanie says,
Exactly. Yeah.
it has taken a while. Like GA4 has been around for a few years now at this point,
Hmm.
but not everybody has it optimized. Not everybody has it set up properly to check where people are coming off for the events or whatever they call them nowadays, because they like everybody likes to change the names and change it up from time to time. But if you take an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, to set it up properly, you will save yourself so much more time later on down the line. Because you might be able to see, oh, well, yes, 3,000 people landed on my website in the last month. And what did they do? Where did they come from? Where did they go after? What page did they land on first? What did they have a second page, or did they just land on one and jump back out? Did they come from your emails? All of this is what Melanie's saying, that you can see on your analytics.
Hmm.
But if you don't
Yeah.
have, and you have to go into your analytics to check them. That's the other thing. Some people have an aversion to actually go and check them. You can't really break them. And if you do, contact Amanda Webb. She's brilliant at fixing them. But you need to become familiarized. You don't have to know everything, the ins and outs of it. That's why people like Amanda Webb and everybody else that specializes in Google Analytics or GA4, that's why they exist.
Yeah.
That's why you do what you do, to leave everything else up to the experts in their fields as well. But if you don't at least know what you're looking for, you can't know what you need to fix.
And as useful as having an understanding a marketing funnel is, I think it also helps you create content as well.
Yes.
Because you can't expect people who've only just heard of you to buy unless you have one of those like crisis products, you know.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if it's something that people actually give time to think about and consider, then the way you speak in an awareness post is not the way you speak in a, in a conversion post, which certainly shouldn't be.
No,
And remember that not all of your audience is going to meet you all the time online.
no. Or in the same place online.
No, that's true.
You know,
That is true.
there are people that I'm in their email list. I also follow them on social media, and sometimes their email slips through the into the spam filter, but I see their social media post, or vice versa. You know, the algorithm doesn't
Mm,
always feed you up what you want your audience to see. But that's why it's important, like we said at the start of the episode, to have different places that you can reach your audience. And it may be, you know, sending out an awareness post on the Monday, a consideration post on the Wednesday, and a conversion post on the Friday with, other things mixed in. But if you have some sort of system behind it, it's going to be less stressful for yourself, because if it's just awareness, 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 people are never going to know where to buy.
no.
But
And
if,
if there's no call to action as well,
yes,
you could
I
you
was
could
going
have
to
all the
say,
right words all day, but if you don't have an actual call to action,
yes.
then they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, because your call to action can be book now, read more, listen
Yeah,
here, you know? There's a multitude of things that you
yeah.
can put in. You don't have to just do buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now. Because again, people get um, fatigued looking at the same thing, and look. So change up your images, change up your design, change up what it is that, the angle that you're recording at, um, the scenery behind you, different things. Make it look different. Change up your clothing. I know of a few people who bulk record, um, and they just swap out the tops between takes, and they're all recorded in the same day, but you'd never know, because every different things have, or certain things have changed in it. And then you can see
Mm.
from that then if people are more drawn to when you're wearing white, or when you're wearing black, or when you're wearing red, because all of these things matter. Did you see the social experiment on TikTok recently? There was a social experiment of women who
Hmm.
recorded the exact same video with makeup and without makeup.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
And you were to, so if it popped up in your feed, you were to say which one popped up first. And for me, every time it was the one without makeup.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And when I looked into their profiles, the one without makeup, because they posted them at the same time. So they would record with, without, well, probably without and then with, but then post them at the same time. And the one that always had the larger number of views was the one without makeup.
Interesting.
Very. So things like that do make a difference. They
Hmm.
do trick the algorithm, or they do think that
Well, we never wear makeup. Why are we not more popular?
it's, I don't know, maybe we should try doing the opposite and wear
Maybe we should
makeup.
try makeup.
And then post them out, and which one did you see first, But I find it very interesting to see that a simple change like that made, and it
Hmm.
was not just, 10 view difference. There was thousands of views difference between one and the other. So
Wow.
very interesting. But do try the at least changing out your top. If we have men listen to us as well, they probably don't wear makeup when recording, but at least change out your top, change maybe the scenery
Maybe
behind
they
you,
change filters.
possibly. Uh, change your hair color, try one simple change between recordings and see how that makes a difference too. But don't despair if you have 20,000 people seeing it and only a small number of people buying.
Hmm.
I would be more worried if nobody was buying.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we hope that you have got a better understanding of marketing funnels now. It's quite a large area, and it's going. They're quite different for people with product-based businesses and people with service-based businesses because there's different touch points. But, do your research. And obviously, myself and Esther can also discuss marketing funnels and how you can optimize them for your business as well. I hope you found this episode informative. Make sure you share it with a friend or somebody you feel could probably do with a bit more help. And we will be back next week with another episode. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.